walls been building in your mind, but you'll find a way to live these dreams.
We keep moving because nothing stops us on the road to redemption. I don't know. Sounded kind of cool. Thank you for downloading the newest episode of the Pro Slam World Podcast with Larry Mohrman. We're up to episode 6. I'm in Canada. No, not really. I'm not. But thank you very much for supporting the show, supporting Pro Slam World, supporting professional wrestling. That's what it's all about here today, tonight, and each and every week. And this week, I want to first and foremost talk about the big event that's coming up September 30th, Saturday night, September 30th, Metuchen, New Jersey. I am probably mispronouncing that. Metuchen, New Jersey. Why not? Pro Wrestling Syndicate returns to New Jersey. And folks, tickets are on sale right now. ProWrestlingSyndicate.com. That's right. PWS is back. It's got its new owners, Frank Mayer, Johnny Lane, and PWS is back, and it's going to be better than ever with a huge main event. A main event so big that WrestleZone has picked up the news. In a Legends Dream Fight, it will be the homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu finally going one-on-one with the man they call Big Van Vader. These two, as far as I know, have never met. And these two guys, you want to talk about two men who give it their all in the ring. And we're talking two, in my opinion, two different styles of wrestling. Vader is one of the biggest, nastiest, meanest monsters on the planet, as he should be. That is why he's a multi-time WCW world champion. A multiple champion all over the world. And he finally steps in the ring with Sabu, who puts not only his own body on the line. I've seen matches where I think he's put fans in jeopardy. Not so much, or at least not anymore. Wrestling was different back then. No, but I'm talking Sabu and Vader are going to put on a show for you Saturday night, September 30th. $20 tickets. Go. ProWrestlingSyndicate.com. Get your tickets now. Other matches that night. In a triple threat match, Matt Tremont, Nick Gage, and New Jack. For the PWS Suicidal 6-Way title, it will be Andy Harner versus Facade versus the Grim Reaper versus Tony Deppen versus Wes Draven versus Denshi. The PWS Tag Team titles will be defended as the Handicap Heroes will defend their championship against the Urban Legends. In a match, first time ever, Teddy Hart and Devin Moore will go one-on-one. MVP returns to New Jersey to take on Matt Cross. In a match, Protege versus Mentor. Notorious 187 Homicide will take on the legend, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. In women's action, Brittany Savage, Missy Sampson, and Maria Manic will get it on in a triple threat match. And also, in one of my favorites from Pro Wrestling Syndicate, Starman will take on the Prince of Aesthetics, Damian Gibbs. As the weeks go on, as we roll to September 30th, as we roll to Pro Wrestling Syndicate Refuse to Lose, I'll be talking more about this show. I'll be talking more about these matches. And I'm really hoping you're as psyched as I am. I'm going to be there. I will be in New Jersey. I hope you're in New Jersey. Go check it out. ProWrestlingSyndicate.com. This past Friday, a week ago now. Wow, I can't believe how quickly a week goes. I got this new job, my real job. Maybe one day this could be a real job, but for now, my real job. I just started a new position there, so the weeks have been flying by. I'm losing track when, where, what I'm doing, how I'm doing. My God, it changes almost daily. But a week ago today, was Ring of Honor's War of the Worlds. It was actually a 4-night event. Night 3 took place at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. And to tell you that I've been to now, what is that now, my third, I think, ROH pay-per-view? I think so. Probably my 5th or 6th Ring of Honor event overall. Ring of Honor has yet to disappoint. And I say that because I'll be honest, I'm a WWE fan. I mean, who really isn't in some way, shape, or form? But it's fun. Like I've say every week, go out, check out independent wrestling, and you'll see some legends, and you'll see guys and women who will become legends. But Ring of Honor is up there. To me, it's number 2 of the top 3. WWE's number 1, ROH is number 2, and Impact Wrestling is holding on by a limb as number 3. But this pay-per-view was off the charts. If you can catch the VOD at ROHWrestling.com on your cable provider, I'm telling you, it's worth it. Dial it up, check it out. I'm going to give you kind of the rundown real quick. And I had great seats. This is the third event at the Hammerstein Ballroom I've been to for Ring of Honor, and I've pretty much scored the same seats almost each time. I got that first mezzanine level, if you're familiar with the Hammerstein Ballroom. First mezzanine level, front row. I mean, you can't beat it. It's to me, it's better than sitting on the ground. In all honesty. So on the pay-per-view, it opened up with a fatal 4-way. Bobby Fish, Kushida, Silas Young, and, in my opinion, the greatest gimmick happening in professional wrestling today, Dalton Castle. So these 4 locked up. It was a hard-hitting match. I mean, you got four basic different styles. You have Bobby Fish, submissions. You got Kushida, high-flying, brings that Japanese style to the ring. Silas Young, the last real man in professional wrestling. He's just a hard hitter. And Dalton Castle, who's just as wacky as anyone's going to be. A lot of bad, but it's in these multi-man matches, if it's not one-on-one or even a tag team, when it's kind of like a triple threat, fatal 4-way, fatal 5-way, as we'll see this Sunday at Backlash, it's kind of hard to gauge the excitement of the match because it's constantly changing. Because you always have different combinations locking up in the ring, outside the ring. Things are happening both in the ring, outside the ring. But it was a great way to start off the pay-per-view. Dalton Castle came out, actually shockingly, came out on top. I didn't think Dalton would win. I didn't think he'd lose, but I was happy to see him win. And his entrances, it's hard to explain. I cannot explain a Dalton Castle entrance. All I can tell you is check it out on YouTube. Check it out on my Facebook page, More365. Check it out at the Pro Slam World Facebook page, and because links will be linked to this show. Dalton Castle has got just his music, his entrance. It's one to behold. I'm gonna tell you that much. Hangman Page and Frankie Kazarian. Now we all remember Frankie Kazarian was a member of the Bullet Club. For a short amount of time, turned on his longtime partner, Christopher Daniels, to join the Bullet Club. Had some matches with them. Teamed up with Hangman Page a few times. And it wasn't until recently at the last pay-per-view, 15th anniversary, and earlier in that night, Frankie wrestled with the Bullet Club. But it all ended up being a ruse for Frankie to help Christopher Daniels finally win the ROH World Championship. And Hangman Page, he hasn't been crazy about that since the turn. These two went. It was a hard-hitting match. I mean, it was brutal. It wasn't a no disqualification match. It was just hard-hitting, brutal. At one point, they were just spitting on each other back and forth. It got a little wacky there for a while, but hard hitting match. I mean, both these guys have tremendous careers. Hangman Page came out on top, defeating Kazarian, of course, with some shoddy sportsman-like conduct, but Hangman Page came out with the W. In a three-way tag team match, Search and Destroy, which is a team of Chris Sabin and Jonathan Gresham, with Alex Shelley in their corner, took on Los Ingobernables de Japón, Evil and Sonata, and the reigning current IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, Hanson and Raymond Rowe, War Machine. Another one, multi-team match. I've never saw Jonathan Gresham. He's really good. He's got some talent. He looks like he's young, getting into the business. He may have been in it for a few years. First time I've actually seen him in ROH. But him and Chris Sabin make a tremendous team. It's not the Motor City Machine Guns, but it's definitely a worthwhile tag team. Evil and Sonata, again, they just brought that essence of Japan over with them. And War Machine they're just two brutes, two monsters. It was a non-title match. War Machine came out with the victory. In the match that probably stole the evening, as everyone thought it would, Jay White and Will Ospreay. I have talked before about, and I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm not saying that it's bad for business. I'm just saying if presented to me two match types, high-flying aerial match with a lot of acrobatic moves, or a ground and pound brawl with two heavyweights who don't leave their feet. Personally, I'll take the heavyweight match. But with that being said, I'm taking nothing away from Jay White and Will Ospreay. They put on a match. First of all, very early in the match, Will Ospreay was getting his booty handed to him by Jay White. At one point, White was on the outside of the ring, and Ospreay was going for a suicide dive, and Jay White just caught Ospreay enough in midair, turned him around, not necessarily belly to belly, but just flipped him enough that Will Ospreay hit the guardrail viciously hard with his back. And of course, it didn't stop there. White threw him into the far guardrail and then just tried to put him through another one. The mark on the back of Ospreay, I was sitting mezzanine and I saw it clear as day. I mean, he was beat up, and he was beat up early. But that didn't stop him. And this is another one that really, I know it's a podcast, but that's to describe this match, Ospreay and Jay White, you have to go watch it. It was funny. I was taking pictures throughout the night. I was taking a couple videos throughout the night for my Instagram. And when this match started, I just went on Facebook. I'm like, look, no one expect any photos or anything during this match, Will Ospreay and Jay White, because I'm not going to have time to be able to take a photo and then try and upload it, because there's no downtime with this match. With Will Ospreay, there's no downtime. I mean, let's keep going back. Ospreay and Ricochet. It's some people love it, some people not crazy about it. You know, that's what's great. You buy your ticket, you cheer when you want to cheer, you boo when you want to boo. Not that I'm saying this was a booing match. But it definitely got me off my feet. I was on the edge of my seat, and I lost it a couple times. I was just shocked, just how just hard these two drill at each other. And Ospreay, Will Ospreay, he's amazing. And I think he's he's big time making his name in the United States. And we're going to see more and more of Will Ospreay, especially in Ring of Honor. Will Ospreay did come out with the victory. As soon as the match was over, these two could barely move. I mean, and I would say like legitly, they left it all in the ring, and it wasn't until after the match when Punishment Martinez came out and just destroyed Will Ospreay. So it looks like they're setting up an angle there. So I'm going to look out on Ring of Honor television. All right, now the first of 4, excuse me, the first of 4 Ring of Honor championships. First of all, the 6-man World Tag Team Championship was defended. Bully Ray and the Briscoes defended against Chaos, which was made up of Hiroki Goto and Roppongi Vice. Here's what was fun about this. So the Briscoes come out to the ring. Okay, they come out first. Doing their thing, running around the the guardrail, slapping hands. They jump onto the second rope, and then they like kind of not pointing, but just I guess you have to call it pointing in the direction of the mezzanine. So I'm like, all right, that's probably just they're posing for the camera. That's what we're all thinking, and they're still pointing. And I was like, I think I was the only one who was like, let me take a look over my shoulder to see what he's pointing at. And from the mezzanine is where Bully Ray came out. And that was awesome. Right there, again, check out my Facebook page. Check out my Instagram. Check out the Pro Slam World page on Facebook, because you'll be able to see how I was right there with Bully Ray. I was up close, not up close and personal. Well, he did walk past me, so I guess I was pretty up close to him. But it was pretty sweet how he worked his way through the crowd, and and he made it a no disqualification match while he was up there. So he had to hightail it down the stairs into the ring. So that match turned into a 6-man brawl for the tag team titles. Tables. You had Bully Ray putting Beretta through a table, and then did he hit? I think he then. I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember if he hit. No, it had to have been Rocky Romero. Hit him with the 3D, and then 1, 2, 3. Still, your reigning Ring of Honor World 6-man Tag Team Champions, Bully Ray and the Briscoes, in a match that I quite enjoyed because of the champion in this. The Ring of Honor World Television title was defended as Matt Sydal made his return to Ring of Honor after just recently being on Impact Wrestling Television, but go figure. He took on the reigning and defending ROH World Television Champion, Marty Scurll, the villain. The villain, Marty Scurll, he is definitely one of my favorite heels right now in wrestling, especially in Ring of Honor. And it's not that it's hard to explain. It's not necessarily the persona. Yes, it's a lot the persona, but just his actions in the ring. He's very old school with his finisher. He uses the crossface chicken wing. He has this move, which I'm still trying to figure out how he does it, where he just gets the entire crowd to get very quiet. He takes his opponent's fingers and then cracks them. And you hear it echo through the arena. I don't understand how he does it. It gets to me every time. But in this match, Marty Scurll came out as still the Ring of Honor World Television Champion. But good match, though. Very good match. Matt Sydal can definitely go. Reborn Matt Sydal. The ROH World Tag Team Championship was on the line when the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, probably the greatest tag team today, defended against Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, and the IWGP Intercontinental Champion, Tetsuya Naito. Naito, his gimmick is very, I guess he's like anti New Japan. He's like, he shows so much disrespect for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Like, he doesn't wear it to the ring. He actually kicks it to the ring. I mean, that's big time, especially in Japan. He throws it into the ring. He just has no care in the world for it. And this no-care attitude is what really ended up putting him on the map in New Japan. And so him and Bushi went up against the Young Bucks, and of course any match with the Young Bucks is just a wild and frenzied night of super kick after super kick after super kick. Big time tag team moves by the Young Bucks. I mean, they're the biggest thing happening on the independents today. Even though they do have that, they did sign with Ring of Honor, but the Young Bucks, they don't. I think what makes them great is they don't. How can I put this? I don't want it to come off rude or anything. They don't take themselves seriously, and they don't take the matches seriously, it seems like. But what I mean by that is they're having fun, and I've heard many superstars, past and present, say that you really have to have fun while you're doing this. And if you're not having fun, the crowd's not having fun. If the crowd's not having fun, then you won't see them again next time. So this match went very much back and forth between the Young Bucks and the representatives from New Japan Pro Wrestling. In the end, Young Bucks came out victorious and still the ROH World Tag Team Championship. Now, this was not a title match, but it was a high-profile match. I believe, again, for the first time, Adam Cole and Hiroshi Tanahashi went one-on-one. And Tanahashi, he is huge in Japan. I mean, he's probably like, I would dare say he's the John Cena of New Japan as far as popularity, as far as being a babyface. And, of course, Adam Cole, Bullet Club, the only 3-time Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. And they went just toe-to-toe. This was a ground-and-pound match. Fist flying. Tanahashi, bit of a high flyer. Adam Cole's got some skill himself to the air. But in the end, Tanahashi came out victorious. What I did not know, though, is that this was one of Cole's last matches in Ring of Honor. It looks like he's heading on out to hit the Indies, to go to NXT. I'm not 100% sure. But I was definitely unaware because after the match, obviously everyone else knew, they were chanting, "Thank you, Cole, thank you, Cole." And then what happened is that's when the Bucks came out, the Young Bucks, because they're all New Japan. I mean, they're all Bullet Club, excuse me. And as tradition in the Bullet Club, it happened to Finn Balor when he was Prince Devitt. It happened to AJ Styles. It seems like when someone ends up leaving the Bullet Club, they are excommunicated from the Bullet Club. And the Young Bucks came out. They were locked, cocked, and ready to unload with a super kick party all over Adam Cole. But as Cole turned around, they were ready. But as I said, the Young Bucks, they don't take themselves seriously. They knew that's what we all thought was going to happen. And, of course, that didn't happen. The streamers were flying. They said their goodbyes to Adam Cole. That's when the lights went out. And that's when on the video board, the cleaner, Kenny Omega, the leader of the Bullet Club, cut a promo like no one else could, explaining how it's Adam Cole's swan song, how Kenny Omega was disappointed in the Young Bucks for doing what they did, wishing Adam Cole a goodbye. And as Adam Cole rode off into the sunset, a hero, that's when Kenny Omega said every hero needs a villain. That's when the lights went out. And then when they came back on, but everyone already knew where this was going. Well, they already knew because it was also on the video board. That's when we saw in his hat, in that mask that it's like not a Harlequin mask, but with the long nose, almost like the thing from Beetlejuice that Alec Baldwin turned himself into. It was always kind of weird with the long nose. That's when on the video board we saw the villain, Marty Scurll. And then everyone started putting two and two together. The lights came back on, and Marty was in the middle of the ring. And when he unsheathed his signature umbrella, opened it to the world, and what did the umbrella have to say? Almost like a villain from Batman. It said right on the umbrella, Bullet Club. And Marty Scurll wished Adam Cole a goodbye, and that's when the Bucks unleashed a super kick party all over Adam Cole, baby. It was an awesome setup. I'm so happy that Marty is in the Bullet Club. I think the Bullet Club's going to help him. I think he will help continue the popularity of the Bullet Club. And with Adam Cole, it was great to see him in Ring of Honor. The first Ring of Honor pay-per-view I ever went to, he was in the main event. And, I've seen him a few times now, obviously, at ROH. Being the only 3-time Ring of Honor champion in their 15-year history has to say something for what Ring of Honor thinks of Adam Cole, and it's nothing but good. So we wish Adam Cole all the best wherever he's going. I hope NXT, but we shall see. He's already living in Florida, so he just has to fly right on over to Orlando. And finally, in the main event of Ring of Honor's War of the Worlds, it was a triple threat match for the ROH World Championship as Christopher Daniels defended against Cody and Jay Lethal. Now, Cody and Lethal, their feud pretty much started back at Final Battle in December at the very same building that we were in that night, the Hammerstein Ballroom. That's where Cody came out. Him and Lethal were having a great match. Ref got distracted, and that's when Cody hit Lethal with a low blow, pinned him 1, 2, 3, and then just decided to show all the disrespect in the world to Ring of Honor. Thus, the American Nightmare was basically born that night at the Hammerstein. Since then, Cody has joined the Bullet Club. I'm telling you, this Bullet Club is the hottest thing going. Dare I say maybe better, bigger than the NWO? They're not really taking anything over, but they are a force to be reckoned with. I'll tell you that much. This match, again, went all over the place. It was vicious as it was technical. I personally wanted to see Cody walk out with the championship. Even Cody himself cutting a promo saying, what would it be like with someone who's not even fully signed with Ring of Honor? Cody's a self-professed part-timer for ROH. What would have happened if he wins the Ring of Honor World Championship? Well, we don't have to worry about it because in an amazing end, I love the ending. Cody had Lethal, yes, Cody had Jay Lethal in a figure 4 leg lock, and looked like Jay Lethal was about to tap, and that's when Daniels hit the best moonsault ever on Cody. And actually, while Cody was too busy tangled up with Jay Lethal, Christopher Daniels gets the win, 1, 2, 3, and still the ROH World Champion, Christopher Daniels. Overall, my thoughts of the War of the Worlds pay-per-view in New York City, I absolutely loved it. Again, I'm going to say it like I said earlier in the show, Ring of Honor has yet to fail me. And it's not because it's better than anything else, it's because it's different compared to anything else. And that's what I like. I like a company that is different. That's what you get with Ring of Honor. That's what you're going to get with Pro Wrestling Syndicate. And you know what? That's what you get with WWE because they are different than everyone else. So definitely check out War of the Worlds, like I said. Buy the DVD eventually when it comes out. It was a 4-night event. Just to make a note real quick, this kind of bugged me when I read about it. I saw a picture. They're doing the, I think it's the Super J Cup that's going on right now in Japan. So they were taking a picture of the 16 participants. And the villain, Marty Scurll's in it, and so is Kushida. But in the picture, Kushida had the Ring of Honor World Television Championship because the next night in Philly at the 2300 Arena, or as a lot of us know it as the ECW Arena, Kushida defeated Marty Scurll for the ROH World Television Championship. Which, look, I have no problem with Kushida winning the title, and Ring of Honor, they're mostly taped shows, so that's not a problem either. What bugged me is it's the night after a pay-per-view. I mean, I would have preferred to see the title change at a pay-per-view, unless they were like in the middle of two different, like if they were like 3 months out from their next pay-per-view, and then that's a different ball game. But I don't know. It was just kind of, I think it would have been a bigger payoff to see Kushida win that title in front of the world, essentially. But that was really the only major difference with the whole weekend is that the television championship did change hands. But still, check out Ring of Honor when you can, especially if it's in your area. It will not disappoint. Just like Pro Wrestling Syndicate, live Saturday night, September 30th. Tickets are on sale. ProWrestlingSyndicate.com. First time ever. Vader versus Sabu. You're not going to want to miss this. And, of course, check me out everywhere on pretty much almost every social media at More365. Check out Pro Slam World on Facebook at PSW Wrestling. Also, check out Pro Slam World on YouTube at Pro Slam World. So as the weeks go, we're going to talk more about Refuse to Lose. We'll talk more about some of this independent wrestling, my thoughts, my opinions, but most importantly, and I'm seeing people hit the Facebook page. I love it. I love seeing your opinions. And just recently we had one comment from a fan, asking about, because it was not too long ago that Vader came out and said of his health issues, that he really honestly only had months to live. But that was longer ago than I think he was diagnosed with. I mean, I've seen Vader. I've seen some pictures of him recently. He's looking good. He's keeping himself in shape. So he's going to be ready to go September 30th. That I can tell you. I mean, card's subject to change. But to me, he looks like he's going to be set, ready to go. And him and Sabu are going to leave nothing behind. Remember, Vader's the one that, it was his match that took Cactus Jack's ear off. So the man's dangerous. But that's what's great about him. Same thing with Sabu. He's nuts, but that's what's great about him. And that's what makes him entertaining. And that's why I hope to see you Saturday night, September 30th in New Jersey. Pro Wrestling Syndicate. Refuse to Lose. With that, folks, it's another week. Thank you very much. And remember, please subscribe to the show, because if you subscribe, then you're automatically going to get all the episodes. Share the links. Please share them with everyone. Tell everyone you know you listen to the Pro Slam World Podcast with Larry Mohrman. And a cheap crossover plug every Tuesday. Check out my other show, The Retro Gamers. If you're into retro video gaming, definitely give that a sound as well. But in the meantime, thank you very much for listening. I hope to catch you next week as we talk more wrestling with Pro Slam World. Check you guys later.
Everything you see